So, Forest are linked with a person who I think's an absolute baller from Chelsea. But what's the point? He's probably going to reject us. Welcome to your transfer news. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. Coming up, I'm going to talk you through the links with Christopher Nkunku from Chelsea. And then, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm in a bit of a foul mood with this whole transfer window. I'm bored, I'm annoyed, I'm getting angry, and I want to know from you guys, let me know out of 10 what you're rating this transfer window so far. And while you're doing that, please make sure you've hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well if you're new here to Forest Fan TV. And let's kick it off with the next player that's going to reject Forest, and that is, of course, Christopher Nkunku, the French forward who signed for Chelsea a couple of years ago for about £52 million, I think it was, and has, you would argue, flopped at Chelsea. But this doesn't take away from the fact that I think this guy is a player, because I don't think Chelsea have utilised him right. I don't think they've played him in the correct position. For me, he's a false nine, not even a false nine. I'd play him as a 10, and I think that's his strongest position. You can also play him out on the right as well. And yes, I know he's been heavily injury plagued with his time at Chelsea, but it doesn't take away from the raw talent he's got. And in fact, I would say he's actually been playing well in their recent games in the Club World Cup. I think he scored there as well. I know it's only an Audi Cup kind of friendly contest, but I would 100% take him. But the question is, why am I wasting my breath when, if Forest even agree terms with Chelsea on him, probably going to reject us anyway? There are a lot of clubs who are interested in him. Now, this will all depend on the Xavi Simons link that Chelsea are looking at the moment. It looks like that one's going through. And if that does, that would be the straight replacement for Nkunku, which makes him, surplus to requirements. So that makes him available. But Newcastle are sniffing, Forest are sniffing. I think Leipzig, where he was before, are having another look at him, and a couple of other clubs as well. So there will be heavy competition. Now, Chelsea want to recoup as much money as they can from the 50-odd million they spent on him, but it is very unlikely they can get anywhere near that. So I would expect this fee to be around 40 million, something like that, if they're going to sell him or if he's going to come to Forest before he rejects us. I 100% take him. I think he has the potential to be better than Gibbs-White in that position if he's utilised correctly. And if Gibbs-White were to go, be it to Spurs or be it to wherever his destination may be, then this for me is a sound signing, as long as we keep him fit. I'm not going to glaze over the injury record. The injury record is horrific, to say the least. But the guy is a baller, and I'm saying bring him in. But he won't come. So I'm wasting your time here by recording this video. So, look, I'm going to have to get some stuff off my chest with this transfer window, right? So let's move on. Yep, there's me. Why no signings? That was taken just before recording this video. I'm getting sick and tired of this transfer window. I want to know how you guys are feeling. I'm sitting here thinking, what's the point in doing these videos when the player's going to reject us? Or if the player accepts us, and Napoli comes in with the Ndoye situation, for example. That hasn't yet been rejected by Bologna. The feelers are that they don't want to do the loan deal, by the way. I don't know if that makes a difference for Forest or not. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But when we look at the transfer window so far, Forest have brought in two players in Igor Jesus and Nkunku. I think Igor Jesus is going to be very good for us, but if we're being objective about it, he is untested in the Premier League. His goal record wasn't out of this world over in the Brazilian league for Botafogo, so there is going to have to be an element of risk attached to him. I think he overcomes that risk, but you have to be objective about these things. With Jair Cunha, does he start, is the question. And if he's going to start, what are you going to do? Drop Milenkovic? Definitely not. Are you going to drop Murillo? No, it's not even his side. Do you play him in a back three? And if we start moving into this back three formation, I'm kind of against it, if I'm being honest. But the way this recruitment is going at the moment, because it just seems like we've packed out our defense We've got Bolly there. You got Morata there as backup. Jair Cunha as backup. You got Carmo, who I think will end up going probably maybe back to Olympiacos. Who knows? But there's more defenders than we have attackers. We've lost Elanga, potentially lost Gibbs-White, and I've watched 2 friendlies now, 180 minutes, where I think the only shot I've seen, I was going to say on goal, it wasn't on goal, was Taylor's kind of scuffed attempt in the game against Monaco that went wide of the post. We haven't scored a goal in 180 minutes. And this is seriously concerning for me. And I get friendlies, but what I will say about friendlies is look back to the friendlies we had last season. Okay, we're only a game or 2 into these friendlies. I grant you guys that. But off the rip, in that pre-season last year, seeing patterns of play, I was seeing attacking football. I was seeing counter-attacking football. We played Chesterfield and beat them 3-0, man. Like, we should be better now than we were then. And that's the frustration for me. Are we going to be ready in time for the Premier League? Let's say, look, I do expect Forest to sign players. I expect maybe a McAtee to come in, a Ramsey to come in, players like that. But will there be enough time once we've got them in for them to be up to speed, to get to know the guys, to get to know Nuno's tactics, his system, his philosophies, and all these things? They have to be done in, when does Premier League start? Mid-August. We're like 4 or 5 weeks, no, less than that, away from kickoff against Brentford. And I feel we are so far away right now from being ready. Forest have to sign players in this next week. We have to see a bit of an avalanche effect, a bit like what we saw when we got promoted, that if a day went by without a signing, we were like, what's going on at Forest? And I'm not saying we need to bring in 10, well, whatever it was, 23 players in that summer. I'm saying we need 4 players. We need a winger on the right-hand side. Get me a Yilmaz. We need a central midfielder. Get Douglas Luiz sorted. We need a left winger. Get that sorted as well. Because Callum Hudson-Odoi has started to break down a bit. You look at the back end of last season, he was out injured a few times. Yes, there was nothing long. We need a backup left back. We need, for me, another striker. I'm not convinced by Taiwo. How long does Chris Wood stay fit for this season? Are we then putting the weight of the attack all on Igor Jesus? And we need backup wingers on top of that, because Jota Silva might go. Sosa's gone. Danilo's gone. We're seeing more exits than entries right now. And this is a team that's meant to be competing as things stand in the Europa League. Yes, you can get away with it in the Conference League. You could probably put the kids out. You could play my under-14s team and probably win that tournament. But Europa League, the competition level does increase. And right now, I am not happy with this window. Too many rejections. Too many targets that sometimes you look at and you think, why are we going after him? He's not going to come. He's already linked with X, Y, and Z. Too many of these targets are just not the right, not profile, but the realization that they will or won't join. Time wasted on those scrubs over at Juve who rejected Forest, Weah, and the left winger. Both of them reject. How much time did Forest waste on that transfer? Because they didn't speak to the players first, they spoke to the club first. So Forest need to sort this out in the next week, and they need to sort it out quickly, because I am definitely starting to get seriously worried about this window. And that hasn't even, and I'm talking about the first 11 here. I'm not even talking about the squad depth, because that's a whole other story as well. But get your thoughts in on it. I know I'm ranting a bit about it, but it's been worrying me for a couple of weeks. I'm thinking, they'll get it sorted in the next few days. This person will definitely come in. That will come in. Haven't seen it happen. Haven't seen it happen. And even the players we brought in, some of the most shocking reveal videos I've ever seen. Oh, there wasn't a reveal video. And where's Jair Cunha's first interview? Where's Igor Jesus' first interview? At the moment, the only interview of Igor Jesus is on our damn channel. Get your crap sorted out, Forest, and get it sorted out quickly so we can go into these last few friendly games, really pushing on these tactics, really sorting everything out so we can hit the ground running like we did last season, man. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Get your thoughts in. Get your rating on this transfer window. Give me a score out of 10. I'll see you guys on the next video. Make sure you've liked, make sure you subscribed. Come on, you Reds.